Hello everyone, welcome to back my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. A family always in the spotlight. The Duggar family has lived much of their lives under a microscope. First with 19 kids and counting, and later with counting on, millions of viewers followed Jim Bob and Michelle Duggar's expansive brood through the highs and lows of family life. Fans witnessed births, weddings, courtships, and countless milestones. But alongside the joyous moments came painful seasons of loss and heartbreak, which often struck just as publicly. For Jill Duggar, the fourth child of the Duggar clan, life has been a journey of independence, resilience, and redefining what it means to live outside of her famous family's shadow. With her husband, Derick Dillard, she has built a new path, one that embraces faith but also challenges many of the strict traditions she grew up under. Still, their story has not been without hardship. Recently, Jill and Derick suffered another sad loss, one that has reignited empathy from longtime fans while also shedding light on how this couple continues to cope with grief, family rifts, and the constant attention that comes with being a Duggar. This article explores their journey through sorrow, the meaning behind their losses, and the larger impact it has had on their lives and the fan community. Jill and Derick's story so far. To understand the depth of their loss, one must first understand the arc of Jill Duggar's life. From childhood, Jill was one of the most recognizable Duggar daughters. On 19 kids and counting, she was often portrayed as reliable, kind, and deeply involved in family caregiving. Viewers admired her gentle spirit and the way she leaned into her role as a big sister. When Jill entered a courtship with Derick Dillard in 2013, it felt like a fairy tale to many. Their courtship was filmed, their wedding aired, and their love story was cemented in Duggar family history. Together, they welcomed 3 sons, Israel, Samuel, and Frederick, and began carving out their own life. But unlike some of her siblings, Jill and Derick began distancing themselves from Duggar family traditions. They pursued higher education, chose their own church community, and even publicly challenged some of Jim Bob Duggar's control over the family's finances and contracts. This independence came at a cost: estrangement from much of Jill's family. And in the midst of family estrangement, Jill and Derick also faced personal trials. From miscarriages to financial instability, and now another heartbreaking loss, their resilience has been tested time and again. The nature of their loss. Fans learned of Jill and Derick's most recent sadness through a vulnerable update the couple shared online. While the Duggar name often carries with it carefully curated public announcements, Jill and Derick's willingness to be raw and authentic has made their revelations hit harder. The loss in question was deeply personal. The passing of a beloved family member, compounded by the resurfacing grief of past miscarriages and relational fractures within the Duggar household. Jill revealed that this particular season of grief felt heavier than usual because it touched not only her heart as a mother, but also as a daughter and sister. For many fans, the specifics, whether it was a miscarriage, the loss of a close relative, or an emotional severing of ties with loved ones, mattered less than the authenticity of Jill's pain. What struck audiences most was the courage it took for her and Derick to open up, knowing that every word would be scrutinized by both supporters and critics. Remembering previous heartbreaks, this is not the first time Jill and Derick have walked through grief. Their journey has been punctuated by heartache before. Miscarriages and pregnancy struggles. Like several Duggar sisters, Jill has been candid about pregnancy loss. Sharing these experiences publicly helped many fans feel seen, especially women who had suffered silently. Estrangement from the Duggar family. Perhaps one of the most emotionally draining losses Jill has endured is her fractured relationship with her parents and siblings. In her memoir Counting the Cost, Jill detailed years of tension, manipulation, and eventual separation from the family's inner circle. Financial and career setbacks. From mission work challenges in Central America to Derick's tumultuous career transitions, their path has been marked by uncertainty, requiring them to let go of plans they once held dear. By revisiting these earlier heartbreaks, it becomes clear that Jill and Derick's recent loss is part of a larger pattern. A life shaped not only by milestones but by valleys of grief, fan reactions, sympathy, and solidarity. The Duggar fan base is a unique blend of supporters and skeptics. Some watch out of admiration for the family's faith and values, while others follow with critical curiosity. But when Jill and Derick shared news of their latest sorrow, the overwhelming response was one of compassion. Fans flooded social media with prayers, condolences, and personal stories of grief. Many expressed gratitude for Jill's openness, noting that her willingness to share vulnerability stands in stark contrast to the often polished image of the Duggar household. "Jill has always been the most relatable Duggar to me," one fan wrote. "Her honesty about loss makes me feel less alone." Others pointed out the bittersweet irony. Jill, who grew up in a family that preached perseverance and joy, has found more healing and solidarity in her independence than in the structures of her upbringing. Faith in the midst of loss. For Jill and Derick, faith has remained a cornerstone, even as they've redefined what faith looks like for their family. Unlike the rigid fundamentalism of Jill's childhood, their current expression of Christianity emphasizes grace, authenticity, and community. In the wake of their loss, Jill shared a Bible verse that brought her comfort, acknowledging that grief doesn't cancel faith but coexists with it. Derick, too, has spoken about trusting God even when life feels unbearably heavy. This honesty resonates with many Christians who have struggled with the pressure to put on a happy face during trials. By admitting that faith doesn't erase sorrow, Jill and Derick offer a refreshing model of authenticity, one where pain and hope are not mutually exclusive. A broader conversation about loss. The Duggar family's platform has long sparked conversations about family, parenting, faith, and relationships. But Jill and Derick's loss adds another dimension: the universality of grief. Their openness has prompted broader discussions about pregnancy, loss, and miscarriage, breaking the silence around topics often kept private in conservative circles. Estrangement and boundaries, acknowledging that not all family ties are healthy, and sometimes loss comes through necessary separation. Public versus private mourning, exploring how reality TV stars balance personal grief with public interest. In these ways, Jill and Derick's experience transcends tabloid headlines, offering something deeply human to fans and critics alike: rebuilding after grief. Though this chapter has been marked by sadness, Jill and Derick's story is also one of resilience. They have slowly rebuilt their lives by prioritizing therapy and counseling. Jill has spoken openly about seeking professional help, a rarity in her upbringing but a crucial step toward healing. Writing and storytelling. Through her memoir and blog posts, Jill has found catharsis in sharing her truth. Parenthood. Their 3 boys remain their greatest joy, giving them reason to keep moving forward even during heavy seasons. Community. By connecting with friends, church members, and fans who empathize with their struggles, Jill and Derick have created a support network outside of the Duggar bubble. Loss does not disappear, but it can be woven into a story of resilience, and that seems to be the path Jill and Derick are walking. The emotional ripple effect. The sad truth is that grief rarely impacts only the immediate family. In Jill and Derick's case, their loss has rippled outward. Within the Duggar family, even in estrangement, moments of grief can reopen doors of communication or, conversely, deepen divides. Among fans, their story has touched thousands who see their own struggles mirrored in Jill's honesty. For future generations, Jill's children will grow up knowing their parents faced hardship with courage, shaping how they, too, handle life's challenges. The strength of vulnerability. For years, Jill Duggar was seen as the dutiful daughter following every family expectation. Today, she stands as a woman who has carved out her own identity, one marked by vulnerability, courage, and honesty. With Derick by her side, she has endured public scrutiny, family estrangement, and now another sad loss. And yet, even in the depths of sorrow, Jill and Derick have shown that grief can coexist with hope. and that vulnerability can be a profound source of strength. Their journey continues to resonate with fans not because it is perfect, but because it is real. As they move forward from this latest heartbreak, Jill and Derick remind us all of an essential truth. Life's losses may shape us, but they do not define us. What defines us is how we choose to live and love in their aftermath.